Hey.
I can hear you. Now let's see if I can do the live part. Or is it still saying I'm live?
Uh, yeah, I could turn my camera on. I was trying to see if I can get another camera to work. But that's money.
I think.
Stop. I'm turning these off.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, I am ready. So again, thank you. It is December 22nd. It is Wednesday night. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. I am your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. We are live on my Facebook page. We are live on Spotify. We are live on the YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to it, please do so. It is the name of the show. Most importantly, I am, I believe in one. We're 6 degrees of separation, one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. I don't know what the enemy is trying to do this evening with these cameras and all this crazy stuff, but however, I let you know how I know the person. So this young gentleman, I have known all his life. And I don't know if he remembers this, but as a little kid, we were in a church service and I thought he was old enough to understand the whole purpose of a Jolly Rancher. And I gave him a piece of candy. Next thing I know, Mr. Tarence here swallowed the whole thing and was choking. And I'm like, oh God, I almost killed Leisha's son. Oh Lord, please help me. And I had to pick him up, run him to the front where everybody was gathering and talking. And they did a Heimlich maneuver on him. And thank God he's still here. Do you remember that?
Somewhat bits and pieces.
It was so horrible. So, however, as I said, I've known him all his life. I remember when his mom was pregnant with him, had him, and he's been like I said, that little incident with the candy. As you might say, I never gave him candy again. And watching him grow up has been a pleasure. I wasn't around all the time because by this time I'm older, doing my own thing. I barely came to church at that time. But I still saw him doing great things. And so I was recently looking at his page and he was taking pictures for his cousin who just launched her clothing line. And I was like, oh, he would be nice to talk to. And so tonight I have Terrence Rice on my show. I am so excited to see you prospering and doing your thing. How are you?
Great, I'm great. Can't complain. Ready for the holidays.
I am too. I'm glad to be off. How about that?
Right. Yeah. Hopefully I get a little break, but steady, still working to get some goals done. So yeah. Lucky you got it off.
Yes, I have that Saturday off and they gave us Friday off too. So I'm so excited.
It's
So
good.
just to let people know why I'm so geeked to be in the presence of a genius.
Oh wow.
Um, yes, I'm gonna say a genius because this resume right here, I don't know too many people who doing what you doing. I'm just saying. So Mr. Terrence Rice is or has a PhD or a PhD candidate at Rice University studying electrical and computer engineering. Over the last decade, Rice pursued powerful opportunities to gain a well-rounded and diverse skill set. A standout among them was working as a rocket scientist.
And one of my internships. Yep. So yeah, we worked on satellites.
I don't know nobody. I don't. You probably the only one I know. So in addition to that, he said he earned his Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering with a concentration in computer engineering from Tennessee State University. While in school, he competed in multiple design and engineering events, working as a team with his peers and creating unique applications to solve specific problems. Rice attended Harvard Business School, summer venture in management, which broadened his exposure outside of engineering, allowing him to think about solving business specific problems. It was a pivotal moment in his life that provided a window into a whole new world of processes and opportunities. Leadership centered internships and design based programs have posed Rice for a high impact launch into the business world. As a kid, he dreamed of being a firefighter, and a rocket scientist wasn't on the list. But he is proud to have that on his resume. For the future, Rice is looking forward to his advancement in his career, building businesses and building real estate estates. Rice is a photographer, a day trader, and in addition to his professional pursuits. He is faith centered and family focused. He loves capturing family moments for his loved ones to cherish. He believes that faith is the substance of all things, and having faith means knowing anything is possible. That is awesome. I mean, when I tell you, it is great to hear, it is great to see. I am all about changing the narrative of our male figures.
Mm-hmm.
And this having you on is definitely a change in the narrative as well as the community. And I said, when I did your flyer, I said it's a family affair.
Mm-hmm.
And what does all of that mean to you, a family affair?
Well, it a lot of me and who I am comes back from like my upbringings. And so along that journey, significant peoples, such as situations of choking on candy, kind of played and contributed in that. But more seriously, just a lot of people kind of molded me into the person who I am. Even though as some may see, I went to an opposite lane of many others, continuing my education and seeking success through education. But the foundation of who I am started with my upbringing, which I'm very, very thankful for.
Um, I have said several times that it takes a village. And I know personally, because I was around you, that everybody at, of course, Wayside, um, Empowerment, everybody had uh, something to do with you.
Mhm.
As well as in my younger years, the church was the second family,
Mhm.
if not sometimes the first. And being from a big family like you guys, family is everything. Whether it's pushing each other to graduate, supporting, celebrating everyone's birthday, all the victories are all within the family.
Mhm.
At your graduation, I saw a picture of your immediate family all had on t-shirts representing you. So how did that feel? Them traveling, they had to travel, correct?
Yes, yes.
To travel, and it wasn't like 10 of y'all, it was a lot of them
Mhm.
who went to support you. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was amazing to know that. Like my dad brought up some points that, some other people that graduated with me didn't have that support system. And it's just a blessing to know that I got such a huge supporters out there. And they even took the time out their lives to come, so that meant a lot to me, to have that and a significant amount of people. So definitely.
Yes, it was definitely, and I'm looking, I'm like, one, two, three, just forget counting.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was about
so
like
many,
30, 40.
it was a lot. And that was not just because it is a kudos to you as well, because you're the one who had to be there to do the work.
Definitely, definitely.
So how does it feel being, or did you have any issues at school being, the only Black male, the only Black on campus? How was it?
So yeah, my story was different. So the journey for me and entering to my undergrad was kind of shaved and carved out by my stepmom. She actually gave me the enlightenment to tell me what an HBCU was. So I had the opportunity to go to Tennessee State, the historically Black college in Tennessee, Nashville specifically. And so the journey and the differences of adapting to a different culture, I kind of got a taste of that in my high school matriculation, but then I kind of centered back in and went to HBCU. So a lot of what I attribute to, I have a lot of gratitude to have the opportunity and being able to be within a learning environment that thus molded me to be ready to be able to excel in a number of environments. So currently, I'm at a private school for my higher education for my master's, and so I have the better of both worlds. So I've gotten a chance to see HBCU culture, and now I got to see somewhat of a private school culture. So it's a beauty. It's a beauty within that.
So being a young man at that time, um, what are some things or keys for you to shed to someone else that may be getting ready to go to school? What were the things that you had to do to make sure you stay focused?
Yeah. Definitely getting clear on your goals. I mean, along any journey, things may get leery. The pressure may be on your shoulders, but if you have crisp execution goals that you have for yourself, and they could be goals that you reshape, but ensuring that you have crisp goals that you want to succeed in is key. And then something I always attribute to myself is creating that network of mentors. So something I always like to navigate, and even something I've done in graduate school is find mentors that can help me with the season of troubles that I'm going through. And I found that to be very trivial with me pursuing and kind of easing some of the learning curves of some of the things that I'm challenged with in certain situations. So
Mm-hmm.
those are two key things that I like to keep in my head, very certain of where I want to go, reshaping that, refining that, but then also finding a team that can enlighten me on some things as that journey progresses.
Good. So have you ran into when I in my college days, there were people who were super, super focused. There were some that was like, okay, I'm a party and I'm still do this. Then there's those who just always partying. Like, when do you go to school? When do you go to class? How do you keep it? I know you we saying focus, but did you have a balance? Like, I'd party sometimes and then I would, or it was a straight focus.
Yeah, so for me, yeah, it's always a balance. You gotta have your friends for certain different situations. And so it's for me, I try to look at it as like me managing my time accordingly to where I want to get. But yet along, I know along that journey, certain friends can be in certain situations. And then prioritizing once I have these different goals that I have, the time that I have for these friends in these different situations. But definitely, like with all my friends, I always try to uplift them in any capacity that they want to get or be in. But definitely for sure, you kind of know everyone has different goals in life, and so you kind of got to realize that within yourself. And I definitely partook in some of all the activities, but I definitely knew my friends.
Right. And that's good. I want to make sure that it was brought out that you have to, have your head on, but still have that balance. College is a very expensive experience. Whether it's the good side of it or the bad side. And sometimes we can do well in balancing, and sometimes if you've never had that experience, it can be overwhelming to you.
Mhm.
So with you being traveling, you were traveling before you went to college, right?
Just like domestically, but I did have the opportunity to go internationally through the university. Um, but domestically. before college.
So the reason why I brought this up is so it was easy for you to adapt. Sometimes we're stuck in our states that we don't learn ourselves outside of being in the norm. So
Mhm.
with you being away from Michigan, this was a good thing for you, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And so how was it having the temperature of being at an all black school?
Yeah, it definitely allowed me to see black people from a different side of things. Some people were, well off, who parents were well off. Some people had parents who graduated from the university that were doctor, lawyers. And so coming up, I never really had examples like that. I didn't know a lawyer or a doctor in my community. So that allowed me to see and see facets of blackness, greatness in another capacity. So it definitely enlightened me to be able to have that experience and exposure to different people.
Absolutely. And that's good. I think I wanted to go to Spelman. And the year I graduated, it was so many people who wanted to go, they didn't have room. And
Mhm.
so, and I wanted to go based off the movie, not Higher Learning. What was it? It was a Spike Lee movie with Lawrence Fish, School Days.
School
Yeah,
days was
school
pretty,
days. And
yeah.
so I was like, I went in my mind, I wanted to go there for the parties, be a part of the sororities and things of that nature, and school. But I didn't get a chance to do that. And so I'm learning as another student, your experience of being at an all black school. Is more and more of them is being very supported, as pushing us to go into our own. And that's really good to be able to be a graduate of that,
Mhm,
to see us not only not in survival mode,
mhm,
that we're actually succeeding over and beyond what we're told or shown in a book
mhm,
or in a movie. And so you actually had hands-on experience, which I am so, so happily proud of you. Um, like I said, being a part of your life since you were a baby, to now is a great thing that I could smile and say, the village did a good job with you,
mhm.
a really good job with you. So how did you actually pick your major? I mean, like, so in high school, you were really into science?
So yeah, so that came about by like the tech school. So we had like a tech side of school where we spent a third of our day at this tech school. And so within that, I chose to be in the circus class. Through that, I kind of got real interested in like creating, designing circuits, in a sense. And so little, it was like plug and play circuits that we were doing, designing radios, different type of LED structure. And I thought it's very interesting, to be able to do those kind of things. And so just thinking about, as I excel and go to college, like what will be another job that I would enjoy doing. I had the experience with that through that exposure, but then also thinking about like the long-term longevity of this technology that I'm getting my hands on, like how can I excel and have longevity in that? And I just thought to myself at that time and point that computers will be around forever. They will always excel. They will always get better. Like I would be future proof in a sense. But yet alone, I didn't think about any of the new things that's coming out. And it's just I'm just very fortunate to be within this career field because it's always evolving. New things are coming out, and it's to me it's very very interesting. So very fortunate. But that exposure came through my high school education.
Okay. So I think we called it like Votech, like Go Lightly, or some schools like that.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
And so it's funny that you're going into computer engineering, and that's what I thought I was going to do. So the whole time I was in school growing up, I want to say middle schools, definitely through high school, I went through DAPSEP,
Hmm.
and I was doing all of this computer engineering things and I got to the University of Michigan and it was like, that's not it.
It's
Nope.
not easy. They definitely will weed you out.
I was like, nope, that's not it. And so I changed my major to be a teacher, secondary education. So it's just funny that you're going into what I thought I was gonna go into, and it's like, no, that's not
It
it.
gets better. It gets better.
Well, I wasn't about to waste that time saying if I like this or not. But
Right.
however, um, so recently, I guess in the last couple of months, there was a shortage with all the computer chips,
Mhm.
with the cars needing them, the phones, the games. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I got some type of experience by working with the computer chips. I did two internships, one with Texas Instruments, and the other one Intel. Fortunately enough, while I was working with Texas Instruments, I actually made chips. I was more on the back end side of things in the fab, and we did the testing and probing of the new chips that was made with the wafers. And so these big fabs cost millions, billions of dollars to run and operate. And even some of them can run autonomously, but still someone still has to be there. And so it's a big overhead to get those things running, power, logistics, and a lot of different things. And it's almost mind-boggling that this happened, but yet alone, I can get more deeply into it, but more complexly, the US, we don't control a fraction of a portion of the chip that are made and used in our homes. And so we have no say. So we all kind of focused and driven on other countries developing the technology that we need when it comes to hardware. And so the shortage and all of that is just it's a supply chain loop that hopefully they fix and will never happen. But I mean, some of the research I've done, they're supposed to be bringing some fabs back to the U.S. and then hopefully we can get some things that way we can control it and that never happens again. But I mean, like anything, the whole pandemic, you know, enabled us to have this supply chain shortage across the board, not just chips. But I know it's very detrimental back at home, but it's crazy. Like, but hopefully one day those things run by themselves fully autonomously. They mostly got the newer fabs like that, but I'm pretty sure it's still some type of things such as raw goods and a number of different things that may have been within the loop of the supply chain that caused the deficit. But yeah, it's almost it's crazy. It's crazy. But hopefully we get things back made here so we don't have to depend on other economies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we thought in the long term of when we're saying electrical that we're constantly using this when it comes to the cars. All most of the new cars all got chips or all electrical something. And we're constantly coming up with new versions of phones. And then we have the PlayStations and all of these things. And we heard it, we saw it in the news, and we was like, okay, so what we're gonna do now? And then eventually, the car places had to shut down, waiting on chips to come, because they didn't have the brain to the car.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very interesting. So, what is something else that you see or foresee something um, to change the face of computer engineering?
I'm very excited about this crypto metaverse realm of things. So it's highly moving. It's moving very fast. A lot of new things are coming, but I'm very excited to see kind of how that creates a new ecosystem for people to kind of work, live, do research in, and learn. To me, I'm kind of two sided with it. Like it could be a good thing, but in the long term, it may be a bad thing. But with any technology, it is pretty much no way really to stop it unless the government intervenes. But that's something that I see is kind of very, very, very novel in a way, but will have an everlasting effect with us and
Mhm.
how we react and relay with one another. So I'm extremely excited to learn more about it, and then also the aspect of being able to create wealth within these different platforms and stuff. So very, very
Mhm.
exciting to me.
So, with this, the education that you have, do you see yourself owning your own company?
Long term, yes, that's the plan. What specifically? That's something that I guess will come about with the more exposure I have.
Mhm,
Definitely down the line, I have hopes and dreams, of even starting a startup or acquiring a company.
mhm. Or even going on the other side of actually being a professor, teacher.
Yeah, that's an option, and I definitely spoke with my advisor about actually today about the opportunity of doing that as well. So the options are endless. Anything people have done, startups from our group to actually working at some of the top companies to working at top institutions. So even international. So the arena doesn't stop. So it's a tough decision, but at least I have options.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the main things that exposure, experience, education helps with more doors, more opportunities, of course, more favor, especially when you know the lingo.
Mhm.
And um, so that is great. Again, that is an awesome understanding of what you're doing. Also, so I saw again, I had mentioned you taking pictures. So
Mhm.
where did that come about?
Yeah, so it started with like being in Denver. So I was out there for an entire summer by myself, and it was just kind of beautiful. Like literally, you can just walk and hike, and you're already at an altitude of 5,000 feet, and then literally they got mountains that go up to 15,000 feet. And it's literally it can be summertime, but you're in the winter in that environment. Well, a mild winter for that environment. I just want to capture the moment. I got photos back there, but it's it was something that started me, and then it kind of morphed into a hobby, and then this hobby became a way for me to like network and socialize. So it's becoming more than what initially started, which I'm very thankful for. So it's a fun hobby to have. And then again, I'm capturing money moments for myself and others. And it's a good thing. I'm just trying to get better at it as well as engineering.
So with that, is that like a YouTube thing or just more practice?
So I do events for people. So yesterday I did an event here in Houston, a debutante ball. So like a ball for people to go off into the world after they kind of get to a level. It's like something that parents do. But I did events for them. I do events for a number of people, and so it's just like a hobby for me to like make money while I'm in college, practice my skill, and then network with people. So I really enjoy it. Yeah.
The pictures that I saw were really nice.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, again, there is has to be a passion. You have to have an eye for it. And again, these moments that we are capturing is good because um, I remember we were on a vacation somewhere and I was taking pictures and I'm like, we need some type of technology where I can put it on here right now, where we are, what's the time, what's the date. We're at such and such, because by the time you put the pictures out, you don't remember exactly what place you're at.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, maybe a couple of months later, after we got back home, that technology had came out where they were actually on the pictures saying, okay, we're on this. And so just as you're speaking it out, things are constantly changing. And
Mhm.
so even with engineering, you're constantly going to have to keep going to school, right?
Or just learning for myself. Yeah, it doesn't stop.
So you're certified, right?
No, just degree wise.
Degree wise. Okay. So if you actually wanted to be an actual computer engineer, you will have to be certified, or how does
So
that
like
go?
only certification that I know is through like a like electrician. But they do have certifications such as like the engineering exam. So I think it's where you can get your professionals engineering exam. But a lot of that is geared towards certain jobs that need write-offs and signatures for big jobs for like corporations. So it's something that I can get. But I currently don't. I don't have. I probably won't get it, but who knows? I may take the test and exam to get that exam and certification. So it's a professionals engineer kind of exam test that you take. You study underneath someone very serious. And it's like when you're in big projects where they need a signature, kind of like a legal document saying, hey, someone signed off on this, then you can be that person. But currently I'm more focused like on research and stuff. And
Okay.
may consult with someone if I need that service.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So I was thinking more so along the lines of not the plumbers. Who else has
The
a
electrician,
yeah, what's the other one that it's not, it might be plumbers who do that. They have someone under them.
like a journeyman type of.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think with that one, so it's two parts. It's like an interest, like part that you do, and then you like study up for like 5 years or so, and then you take the test, and then you get signed off. But where you like a part of a person who has their certificate. A lot of it is like specific towards certain areas, give or take.
Okay. So outside of doing photography, doing the engineering, what else do you have going on for yourself? I mean,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
it is. It is. I mean, often I study about wealth and how to create it. That's I guess that's like a hobby of mine is like studying how laws, taxes, and all these different capacities work to provide us like with the opportunities that we have. So a lot of my friends we discuss about the economy, how the economy is started, why is our economy this kind of way, challenging the reconcile of that, as well as thinking about like politics. So I often think about like life within the spectrum of three parts. You got your political, you got your social, and you got your economical. These are the pyramids and the barriers that we have to be able to like function within a society, and something that is needed within the Black community in my eyes. And so I kind of study those different areas to kind of get insights, understand the nuances of this thing called life and this world that we have. um
So it actually, in listening to you, I don't know why this just popped in my head. It reminds me of Spider-Man, right? Did you watch the new one yet?
no, I haven't.
So where you have these all these different multiverses, right? And it's different version. I don't even know if I should go this here with you since you haven't watched it yet.
Go ahead, it's fine.
So there's different versions of him
Mm,
based off of one decision. So as we said today, the ultimate goal, either you accomplish the goal, finish the assignment without no accolades or nobody knowing who you are, or you choose to do the assignment, risk everyone's life just so you can be known.
mm. That's a
Deep.
question for me.
Yes. So with these different versions of the what if of politics, all these things you just named,
Mhm.
we all have a goal or a purpose
Mhm.
of what we're supposed to be doing. So you can either finish the purpose, do your assignment without no accolades, without nobody knowing who you are, or you can do this, open up the risk of everyone you know knowing who you are, but putting yourself at risk and your family at risk just to finish the assignment or not finish at all. So, which one would you choose?
I feel like I'm back at Harvard doing one of these case studies where they put you in the room and put you through someone's shoes where they got to make a big decision. But as always, you make the decision based upon how you gear it towards your best abilities. I mean, I'm the type of person where I kind of like lead from the back. I'll just put it like that. Um, to where if I had the opportunity to like step up and do it, like I kind of like not being in the front. Just for the fact that I like to kind of be more strategic in how I communicate. And so dealing with like large groups of people and having the publicity and all of that that takes a different kind of leader. And that's something that I'm willing to grow towards. But currently, most of my leading has been from the back. So I would say I would go with the first thing that you said. Not risking it all.
Not risking it all. Because he had to, his whole goal was to have him and all his friends go to MIT. And something happened where they didn't get in. And so he's like, well, Dr. Strange, can I go back and erase this so my friends and I can go to MIT? But with doing this caused other rifts in the multiverse, the universe, which end up splitting to multiverses. And then you come in contact with your previous side of you, your other Spider-Man, your other Tarences, and you have to fight all their demons, as we were going to say, from the other universes.
Right.
So now you got to make a choice. In order to save my friends, the future, and the present, I have to choose to let it all go, to save them, not be known, and still do what I do. Deep, isn't it? It's gonna make you go watch it.
It is. I may have to check it out. Definitely.
It is more. I mean, it's more to the story, but it makes you really think. I'm a person that when I see movies, especially big ticket ones, there's always something spiritual in it. Always. There's always an underlining current. There's always an underlining like, okay, do you hear God telling you this? Huh? What? And then you put it together. It's like, okay, achieve the goal. No one has to know me. But I have to make sure that my loved ones are good. And I'm going to achieve the goal. It also talks about the lengths that you would do for really close friends, the person that you love. Can you sacrifice everything for that person, whether it's your mom, your dad, whatever, whoever? Are you willing to do that? And it's a great story. You really got to see it. I love Marvel movies anyway. And so I feel like you have the ability with hands-on with future. And you see it every day with the changes that technology takes every day. It's always constantly changing. It's always evolving. And so with that, we have to have somebody on board who has a say-so and who knows what the reality is when it comes to technology. With any technology in the wrong hands, we are in trouble. But in the right hands, we have technology that help people breathe. It takes chips. It takes all of that. It takes everything that you do to help in the medical field. It helps with the littlest things that we think is not important. When it comes down to even the traffic lights and things of that nature. So what do you feel is, or what could you say to the younger generation of today to change the narrative of what we see in the news?
Yeah, that's something that I mean, to say and do is something I'm always combating. Is like, how can we help us as a people create that narrative that is not negative? And something, I mean, simple for the next generation, I would say is, don't be a follower. There's going to be times where you have to be outside of your comfort zone to grow. And I feel like a lot of people are not willing to grow because they're comfortable. And so there's been a number of opportunities where I had to be outside my comfort zone, and still I remind myself that if I'm comfortable, I'm not growing. And so I kind of need to push myself to be uncomfortable. And then that new norm will be it'll be easy. And then now it's time to grow again. And so always making sure that I'm challenging myself to be uncomfortable, but in form or fashion, I'm trying to climb the totem pole or the ladder and provide myself a better life. And so just thinking about it from the nuances of what do you want to become and ensuring that, it may take you to be uncomfortable to get there. And so those are some gems that I would want to share with my younger self or someone else in the shoes of me and having the ample opportunity to be able to do whatever with their life.
That is a great answer. And it will take sometimes leaving the nest, leaving what we know as um to do something different. We can't have the SO say the crazy mentality of thinking that if I keep doing this, that it's going to change. You have to sometimes leave the nest, leave the state that you live in. I don't know it too many people that lived in Colorado, but that is definitely out of the norm for us.
Mm-hmm.
And taking internships, some people be like, well, I want to party during the summer. You were going to school in the summer. So it's bound to do when you have done the work. So all the sacrifices that you did will pay off, not just in your finances, but it's also the fact that in the long term, when it comes to you can write your own ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have done the work, it has been proven and constantly changing. And so that is a good idea. It is good for people to do that, not only on just on a success moment, but sometimes even for the mental break. Mm-hmm. You got your head got to be right in order to achieve this goal. Sometimes I can't go to the concert. Sometimes I can't go and hang out and party when I have an exam at 7 o'clock in the morning. Because mom and daddy ain't there to wake you up. Mm-hmm. If you don't study, they're not going to class for you.
Just stay up all day. Don't party too hard. Stay up all day. Sometimes, but no, seriously, you gotta prioritize on what's important, because there's been times where like homecomings came about, different things, and I had to go to class. Different situations where I had to make the sacrifices to get to where I'm at. So definitely had my fair share of fun. I wouldn't discredit that, but you definitely got to prioritize and see how to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, and is when I say college is definitely an expensive learning experience. I mean, it has its moments, but again, our parents are not there to tell us, okay, you need to go to bed because you got to get up and go to school. You have when you make your own schedule. I got a break in between classes. What you gonna do? Are you gonna study? Are you gonna take a nap? Are you gonna get ready for the next class? So it was all these different decisions, but it's still making you as a person. So when that time come and you're able to say, Terence Rice, you are eligible to graduate. You get to, breathe for a minute, take all in the victories that you have. Those moments when classes was hard, and you had to go see a tutor or something like that. And I'm not gonna let this class deter me from the bigger picture. And then you say, okay, once I'm done with this, maybe I'll go to the next degree. Maybe I'll do this. And so you kept going because you see the bigger picture. And so I just want you to know that people are watching you. If they never say anything, if they never reach out to you, I found you. I saw you. I saw this and said, I want to talk to you. I want other people to understand that Terence came from Detroit, did his thing, and he is making a mark in history. Mm-hmm. Do you understand?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I thank God. I promise you that he saved your life when I almost choked you out to death. We wouldn't be talking today. But look at you.
Yep, yep. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I
Uh, I,
promise you.
I
This is
definitely know. I'm a
definitely a
big
family affair.
yeah, definitely. I just want to say that education can be free for everybody. So if money is a barrier, it's an excuse because it's literally scholarships and funding for all capacities of degree programs. And even for graduate degrees within STEM, you can get paid and get a degree, and the degree is for free. So if money is an issue, find the money. Find the money. There's plenty of money out here for education, and it's just a matter of finding it and not paying for it. I'm a big advocate with that. So definitely, I like to share that as well.
Well, thank you, sir. I know having fun, an hour will go past fast.
Oh yeah,
But I thank you for taking the time to talk to us. I'm glad that I was able to have you on to share the accolades, to let your family know that I am definitely proud of them to be able to be a part of your family, to push you wayside, empowerment, empowering disciples. All of these people had something to do with your life. Your mom, that's like my auntie. So again, thank you to take the time out from your schedule to come and talk with me.
thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
I'm
Anytime.
glad you did. Now you got to go see Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. You got me wanting to check it out now.
Yes, you got to. Now that you understand how I said it towards you, you
Yeah,
yes, you need to go see Spider-Man.
had me deep in thought.
Yes. You're gonna be looking like, oh, that's what she was talking about. Oh, this, yes.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Definitely.
All right. Well, you enjoy your evening.
You happy holidays.
All right, you too. Bye bye.
Bye.